So I know they're the best games. The pros, the nice team games with the pros, they have so much to do. And so just going to give it a slight pause because I've got 8 players per team to introduce this time. The overall ratings are just a slight bit lower than the other map. We have 2000 versus 1988 between the average ratings, 93% balance again, and it's 8 versus 8 this time. You can see Tagada is the highest rated player at 2600, but I just want to have a quick word. You'll keep seeing this line. It is just a wee bit of a glitch with the map gen at the moment. Just sometimes puts a line that doesn't quite match the terrain up correctly, so you'll get a line through the middle of the map where it has mirrored. And yeah, but that's okay. You can just basically ignore it. Most of the time it's not too bad. Gets a wee bit worse closer to the middle you are, or at some points it's worse like there, but no drama. So we're going to have team number 1 is up here at the top, team 2 down here at the bottom. 8 versus 8 this time. Just 1 extra player compared to the 7v7. So let's introduce team number 1. First up, team number 1 over here in the top left hand side. He is going UEF, and probably don't need to go quite that slow. We'll pop to -5. He is UEF and his commando again. And okay, there's a few replay names. I'm sorry, there are 2 replays that were like a month apart. I even realized, but it is commando. He's UEF once again in the light blue color, opening up first land with a double adjacency. And beside him in the back, as mentioned before, it is Tagada. He's purple as Seraphim, highest rated player of the game at the moment at 2600. In front of those 2 guys, it is I Forgore the Scene. I Forgore the Scene? I don't know. I'm gonna call him Forg anyway. He's white. He's Cybran working on his first factory down there. In front of him, it is Mr. Crusher. Crusher 12321. Indrani? I have no idea. I just call the names on the screen. If it's Indrani, I'll trust you. But anyway, if this is Crusher, he's Seraphim in the red. Over from Crusher towards the back, it is a Blast Shield. Spouting a lavender UEF commander there, looking very lovely. Down from him in a nice yellow color, another UEF. It is Wi-Fi. If you're looking for your Wi-Fi, he's over here. It is UEF and popping up his factory. Down further from him, pale pink. Seraphim is Heartmarcher again, and he is having some fun with his factory on that front. Finally, for team number 2 in bright pink, another UEF player. It is Sladernoob, and he's getting himself factory down and some pigeons because he's no hydros, so they got to go pigeons. He could go navy if you wanted. There's like a single pond there. That'd be quite silly. Righty, so that is team number 1. We have no Cybran or Aeon. Oh, sorry, there is 1 Cybran, no Aeon, and 4 UEF. So 4 UEF, 3 Seraphim, 1 Cybran, no Aeon. Very sad. Right, let's have a look at team number 2. First up, team number 2, going to go for this guy all the way up the top here in the burgundy color. We say hello to Rowan Morse Whitey. Whitey, because Whitey is in his name, so it's Rowan. Anyway, Seraphim Burgundy, as mentioned, just down from him here in the combat green color. It is the Wheelie, and Wheelie is Aeon. Reckon a little bit further back, it is Nikirachek. Nikirachek is grey, Nikirachek is UEF, and he's working on his mass extractors here. He's actually going to claim the single hydro off that. Just a little bit further down from him, it is Trith. He's back again. This time he is UEF in the orange color. Over to Trith's right up the front, it is Mr. Nover, and he knows Ver, because that's the way he spelled it, so he knows Ver. And he's Seraphim in green. Behind him in the cyan color, Cyan Cybran, it is Oju. And Oju is working on his first mass extractor. Over to the bottom right for team number 2, Nexus. Nexus here in the, well, it's going to be said it's a brown color. And he is UEF. And finally for team number 2 at the back, it is Achieved Jaguar. Achieved Jaguar in his customary blue. He likes his blue. And he is Cybran, and I guess what you could say is the air slot, but that is fine. Okay, having a look at the map, nice and random. There is, well, there's 18,000 reclaim to be had, and it's basically through the middle. You want to try and capture that, and that's a lot of rocks. It's a lot of rocks, but it's not where most of the reclaim is. Well, it's just kind of everywhere. You've got clumps there, you've got clumps there, and there. You've got a few larger rocks dotted around. You've got one splurt of rocks there that everybody wants to grab, apparently. to try and get things going for the early eco. But that is the map. No navy to speak of. We should see hopefully a lot of ground fighting going on because there's just wide open spaces, a few bottlenecks, but that middle section, very, very open. A few plateaus, but they're not really cut off. This one is, you got one entrance up this way, you can block that off and claim the rest of it. But as for most of them, they are just very wide, very open, and looking very, very fun. Alright, maybe I didn't need to quite slow that down. I did not realize it was a giant 20 by 20 map, got some black borders, it's probably 17.5. But nonetheless, it is going on. So let's see if we have any early aggression planned from team number 1. First off, do we have any air factories? Well, that's land. There's an air factory there from Wi-Fi, but it's not his first factory, so we may not see a bomber coming out of there, although there's transport planned for Forge. Yes, indeed. So he's going to be looking to try and do a drop with that, get himself into a more advanced position. Air factory going down for commando. Seems like everybody's stepping down at the air factory right now. Yes, indeed. Yes, they are. And everybody is building transports. They want to get the units out, and air is the fastest way to do that. Grab some transports, grab some engineers on those, like exactly this. We can see iForge is doing exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engineers. And where's he taking those? He's taking those off to the left, so he's probably going to try for a spot up here somewhere to hold those in. Commanders are walking forward as well from, there we go, Forge and Crusher. They are going to make their way towards enemy lines, or at least towards maybe expansions, like these 3 mixes here. Be a good little pickup. Grab those, maybe throw down a factory to pop some engineers out, let your commander walk on, and keep carrying on, carry on. Another drop down this way. It is coming from Oju. Got himself a transport with 4 engineers, and he's basically, looks like he's mirroring the drop here. Yes, indeed, there's a drop coming down, but there's also a counter drop almost. Of engineers coming from Rowan, so he's got a bunch of engines on there. It looks like he's going for these 3 mixes up this direction. Pinged transport, and that's going to need to get those engineers off before it dies from interceptors. Drop, drop, drop. Just get them on the ground. It does get them down. There's 5 engines ready to go and do their thing. Transport is not going to survive, I don't think. There we go, and these have locked onto it, and now these engineers, well, he slapped the factory on the rock so they can reclaim it. Good evening, Riceflux. It has been a while. I'm good. I had myself a lovely holiday. But Faf is another drop coming over here from Crusher, so the drops are on all over the place. There has been a drop here as well from Oja. Where does his other 2 engines go? It looks like he planted them there. But they're not going to survive too much longer with all this coming down. This section, though, that factory is going up pretty quickly. As well as these ones here for Crusher. So Crusher and Forger are looking to try and claim this top section. There's a bunch of factories planned up over here for Nikurachik. We see up here there's already, Rowan has some factory establishments popping out some tanks. Just discovered my channel. Well, welcome, Choco. Nice to see you. Yep, I livecast. I try to do 2 FAF casts a week and follow up with just a random game on other days. There we go, a drop up here though. That's for Blast Shield. He's actually just managed to snag that plateau before those inties took out his transport. There's 1 mix on there. I don't know if it was really worth it, but he is there. Right, the factory down here, not going to survive. That has been picked up. Roman doing a good quick rush on some combat units. Factory is not going to make it. And this direction, looks like those engineers got bombed. That is a telltale bomb blast. Something killed all of those. A T1 bomber somewhere. Could be that guy? Don't know. Either way, a T1 bomber stopped that production. There's a single factory left. It's just popping out some Zooies. Looks like they are rocking in this direction to clump some of that action over there. But transports are going on down, factories going down, and it is iForger actually walking forward with his comms. Really wants that plateau. Really wants to be there. Gonna need to be careful though, because, excuse the hiccups once again. 4 factories up there for Rowan. Gonna have 6 factories over here eventually for Nikurachik, and more factories down here for Rowan. So he's got 2 sets of factories and 2 comms, and iForger is walking forwards into a very, very dangerous spot. Absolutely lacking support. He might want to rethink that decision. 6 minutes into the game, not upgraded commander. If he had gun, he might be alright. He'd be a bit more survivable, but he doesn't have gun. He's just sitting there by himself with nothing. Looking on the flip side of the map, we see it is No Fear and Oju pushing up. They are pushing up into support over here. Look at some units in front of them. Got a point defense there to try and slow things down. Slater Noob is facing off against those, and there's also a couple of factories up here for Wi-Fi once that one's done. And they're going to be able to spout out some units and support on that front. Right in the middle, it is Hachimachama, all by himself. No other commanders in the mix, just some units, but the commander's going to be the deciding factor there. Got a drop coming from Oju. Maybe to help out. There we go. This is now iForge. Maybe he's realized that he doesn't want to be there, although no, he's going for a reclaim. Definitely doesn't want to be doing that. Is getting support by Crusher. Crusher is coming up soon, and that actually might leave Rowan alone. So if it is two comms on one, Rowan's going to have a problem, but Rowan does have a lot of units in attendance and more coming out here from Nikirishik as well as Wheelie's commander. Excuse me, a bit of a sniff there. And now it is time for Rowan to fall back. He's going to bring in his units for support, and the question is, what is iForge focusing on? Well, the commander not turning to shoot the units, which is what he needs to do, because units will pump out a lot of damage. And Rowan promptly turns around. He thinks he's got iForge, but Russia is also here, but there's a lot of units coming in. There's a lot of spam, and this could be problematic. The Forger down into the yellow. Lots of units in play. They are trying to rock and pass. More units coming in from the Kirishek, and Wheelie is also grabbing his commander up, but Rowan is looking plenty healthy. iForger is not looking plenty healthy. Way down, so it's going to dip to the red any moment now. There we go, under 25,000 health, and this is going to be Forger, first person out of the game. What is that? About 8-minute mark. Let's see how close it gets to 8 minutes. 7 minutes, 55 seconds, and goodbye Forger. Rowan gets himself a kill, and now Crusher and Rowan need to just evacuate from each other before they mutual KO. Forger is left the scene. Bottom right corner of this is Nexus. He is pushing forward with his commander, but he's got units in support as well. So there's some here from Slatonoob that could look at cutting off the reinforcements. A bunch of factories. There are 5 factories spitting out units compared to the 3 over this side. Not looking terribly great. In the middle, this is Slatonoob. Slatonoob has been caught by Oju and No Fear, but behind Slatonoob, a Mongoose. Using his commander to tank the damage and using the Mongoose to spit it out, and have a look at what they're doing to Oju's health. He's down under 5,000. No Fear is leaving the scene. He's like, no, I am not sticking around for that. And as you would in T2, those Mongoose have more range than an unupgraded commander, and Oju is down to the other, going to be going to the reds shortly again, being chased by Slato, who has plenty of health, but back comes No Fear. He's going to try and move up, maybe overcharge some of these T2 units, but Oju not looking particularly healthy. Although now it's time for No Fear to take some damage, but this is problematic for these guys. They kind of need to keep running away. It is Oju though who's got problems, and should they die, this could be bad for Slato. Slato's moved a wee bit too close. If these two guys both die, Slato just has enough health to survive it, but Oju running out of health down there. 2,000, and in comes some extra units from Wi-Fi just to rub a little bit of salt in the wounds, but looks like he might get away from there. No Fear has done just enough to keep Oju alive, but they're both in the red, both very unhealthy, and Slatonoob pushing up with his commander again. I don't know if this is a great idea, because if they both pop, he will likely die as well. Picking up, and he's yelling, gunships, please, for the love of anybody, get some gunships down here, and these guys are dead. Really wants to kill them off, but he's running out of Mongoose pretty fast. They are paper thin, even if, there we go, they get the train on No Fear. Nope, isn't going to work, and Slato now, he's really wanted to get the kill, any kind of support, and he could have had 2 commanders there. But No Fear is going to get away, and Slato is now going to be in a wee bit of trouble if he doesn't fall back. He might get No Fear here. 800 health, still rocking. Nope, the Mongoose are down. No Fear is going to get away. Gets a rank of literacy just at the right point. Oh dear. They were so close to dying. No Fear and Oju. So very, very close. Great play from No Fear to get in and block the shots going for Oju. Kept him alive. And Slato now has to, well, basically depart. 6,000 health, yes, but he's got one rank of veterancy. He wants to keep these around in case of this kind of thing. There's plenty of veterancy that can push him. Yeah, maybe wants to rethink sitting on there. Let's have a quick check on the other side of things. And well, we've got some T2 gunships. Spectres just rocking around doing a bit of damage. We have upgrades going on over this way. Gun is going up for Nakira check. We have, no, Roman's just chilling with his comm. He's letting his units do the talking. And they're doing quite a bit of talking up here. This is FTX Commando. And he's facing off against a large swarm with just his commander. He maybe doesn't want to do that. Maybe wants to think about falling back, because that is a problem. Got a triad coming up back here. It's going to be very handy to try and help that out. In the meantime, Slato, well, he's getting an upgrade. Gun. Looks like gun. The right arm is going on up. Didn't need to get some support there. Very ballsy to just throw it up on the front line at that stage. Ghetto gunship. And that is focusing down on Oju. Why not? There's no air around. Where's the Inti? So he's got some Inti of his own and defending, going to take out that. But this is Oju getting ghettoed. Who needs T2 air? We can just slap some boys into a gunship. And is this actually going to be Oju down, finished off by the ghetto? He needed to evacuate his comp, really. But, yes. A gunship is going to get the job done. So Oju out to a ghetto. It is really Slater that did all the damage, finished off by the ghetto, and goodbye Oju. In Commando, we saw him before. He was looking a wee bit risky. There was a large army in front of him, and he actually does get popped by that as well. Gets rushed, gets surrounded. I would imagine the triad's just not quite enough to keep him alive. And there's no radar, so they're not actually shooting. You've got to have radar. You've got to have radar. Look at how far they can shoot if they have radar. Without radar, things get a lot closer. A lot closer. Is that radar? No, that's the buzzkill. There's radar. That's going to help. Now they can shoot further. And they should be able to hold their top spot from that army. How's the upgrade going down here for Slato? Well, he's got the gun, and that is nano, I would imagine. Going to go full on combat comm. And that should finish in a moment. I'm hearing, there we go, some T2 facing over here. There's a pillar and a couple of pillars, and a mongoose facing off against those. Nano is done, and he's joined by Blast Shield. Blast Shield with a T2 gun comm. He's rocking on up. He's just dropped his commander down there to help on this bottom section, because they have Nexus here still. There we go. This is Novia. He very much did evacuate. He decided not to loiter around the front. Unlike Oju, he's not going to get killed by a ghetto gunship. In the middle, here we go. This is T3 on the ground. Coming up from Hachimacha, and that is going to romp through all this T1, but there is some T2 in support from here. From Ilshavas. But there is T2 in the mix for Hachimacha as well, so it is an Otham with some Ilshavas fighting against Ilshavas in T1. Another Otham turns on up, and that's going to help tip the balance in his favour. What is going on up this direction? Well, not much. Bit of a standoff here. We have some massive armies. We've got a bit of a T2 point defense going on up. Crusher is slapping down a forward base. Wants to maybe try and hold that spot and keep these guys from coming on in at him. Top section should be okay. Got a few triads up here. It's going to stop any T1 push. Maybe. Alrighty. I'm hearing attack missiles. Who's sending them? Well, here they are. They're coming from Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi with a attack launcher. It's got itself 4 kills, and it is picking off mixes. Ah dear. They're getting through, and they're doing the damage. There's commander there as well, so that's quite handy. 7 kills. Not looking great. Very, very irritating little attack launcher there, but it's getting the job done and making work. And hello, what we've got here, we have Corsairs going for Slato Noob, who's just, I don't know, I think he's just ignoring them. Because there's Flak. Flak pops those things out of the sky pretty well, and you can probably help him finish off that shield generator. That'd be very handy. Keep him alive a little bit longer. T3 Air is in the mix, of course, here from Achieve Jaguar. quite happily working on his second air factory there. T3 air is in here. Okay, so whoa. Taggart is just a wee bit ahead. But then again, he did get the extra base here from, I think that was Forge's base that died there. Maybe Commando, one of the two. But anyway, he got the extra base and he is 6 T3 air factories all on his own. Compared to the second one not yet completed for Jaguar. And who else has air? Nobody else has T3 air. They're all T2, but they're on the way for the upgrades. I think Jaguar's going to need help. I think he's going to need help. How's that attack launcher doing? Well, it's got 7 kills, but now it has on it. I heard buzz kills, but they're actually defensive buzz kills from these guys. So that's okay. Got a little wee PD here playing a bit of fuck the ground. We don't like the ground. We're going to shoot it. We're going to shoot it lots. Alright, upgrade going down for Novia. Under up the front. These guys down here, we see it is Sledder Noob and Blast Shield still in the same spot. Got the shield up, so I'm going to be safe for a little bit. Don't really want to push down here. This is a whole lot of point defense hell. T3 upgrade on the factory there as well. It's going to start being problematic for these guys. They really don't have a lot to support them. Is that Blast Shield with Tech Launcher on his commander? Oh, that's so rude. Actually, not really, it's hilarious. And he is going to try and pick off something. I think he's going for this T2 mix here. Yes, he is. And it's going to connect too. Crunch. Little T1 run by. Where the heck did these guys come from? And it's another dead T2 mix to a single T1 mobile arty. Dear, oh dear. These guys are moving up, killing off more. If they can. Well, if they focus down that mass extractor, it's probably going to die. There's been a T1 PD slapped up here, and it's going to kill the Lobo, the one thing they don't want it to kill, but it's dead. That is going to survive. And more land coming through those. Some T3, some Titans. Pushing through this gap here, wanting to see how far they can get, but there's a gunship out. It's going to take a while for the Renegade to do things. In the meantime, these Titans are going to get a whole lot done. Kill off a bunch of Eco, rock through the middle here, kill some mixes. Not looking terribly good. More land. 17 kills for that of them. 1 kill for that guy. AA is going to go down. This is a small band. It might be small, but it's powerful. T3 on the ground. Hachmacha is taking out the air restorers. Yep. Maybe they came along to say hello, but there is anti-air. There's a few lightning tanks in the mix here. Lightning tanks are, of course, great T3 anti-air. ASF's at the top for some reason, because there's a strap bomber. Kaboom. 14 kills with that single bomb. That was a lot of... And straight away, engineers that were in the mix are going for the reclaim. Why not? Rex are there. You're an engineer. You want to get the mass back? Why not? Alright, another bomb up this way. Planted right between two T2 mixes. They all go pop. And this strap bomb is about to have itself a glorious time killing off all sorts of things over this direction. Next bomb, I imagine. There it goes. And it's going to be a whole lot of engineers. Plus a T2 mix. And it carries on. T1 air is getting just rinsed by the ASS from Taggart. There is a group of ASS here from Achieve Jaguar who needs to try and maybe somehow catch that strap bomber, but he can't. It is being protected by this ASF. So he went over it, he would lose the air straight away. It's not a great step to be at. Some anti-air on the ground would be good. This is that? The wheelies com? A transport, yes it is, and he's slapping it down onto the ground. Is a bit spotted. It was a ping over it, but that's fine. The wheelie, he has range, sensor, and shield. So, what was that? Oh dear. That was me not paying attention, and that was Sledder Noob pushing very far forward with his commander with no air to support. And it was Broadswords that came in and bashed him out. And now it is Blast Shield under threat. Com's health is just stripping off to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 Broadswords, now there's 4 Broadswords in a moment, but Blast Shield looks like he is going to get caught out as well. Where is the air bean? It's on the wrong side of the map. Blast Shield, is he going to survive? For the ASF's going to keep him out there. 4,000 health. The ASS are arriving. 2,000, 2,500. Can they keep them alive? 1,500 health. They will clear the broadswords just under 600 health. That was very, very close. He had more broadswords. He could have thrown those in. They would have killed him. Instead, they worked on the retreat and nothing got completed there. Very, very lucky guy. That was very well timed out from Nexus. He managed to catch out one person, almost a second commander. But now there's still some units coming in from the left. There's a Percival, a couple of Percivals in here. If they catch up to Blast Shield, he's going to have a terrible time. But Percivals have stopped. It's not going to work. And he is, Blast Shield is making a very furiously fast retreat. This section is done. Airship is just rolling over all of this. Nothing to slow them down. Over here we can see Wi-Fi is still sitting under just a parashield at the moment. Not even a static Tick 2 shield. Tank launcher still being annoying. It's still alive, still killing things off. In the top section, and still looking a wee bit static. We've got a few snipers here. They might be playing a rousing round to fuck the ground. The way they're pointing, I think they certainly are. I hear Othams still doing Otham things, but I don't know where they are. Oh, there's one over here. It's just been rolling around, casually killing off mixers. Gets blapped by Percival though. Alrighty. What is the game? Well, up here we can see that this is a mass air grid from Tagada. Not on his home base, but down here a bit close to the rest of it. That is looking pretty strong. I'm hearing Janus dropping his payload on down. We see the Percivals coming up from Nexus. They're running to Percivals belonging to Tagada himself. More on the ground, I feel. Team 2 put banded these together and did a solid push. They could take out all this, I reckon. Looking pretty good, but in the middle it is T3, the shields, versus T2. Not much in the way of direct fire, but there are some restorers in the region. They could look at doing some damage to that, but the lightning tanks will deny that type of defensive activity. What else is going on? Well, what else is going on? We see here it is Jaguar. He's just focusing on Eco for the moment, trying to catch up. It seems like he is the only one really producing ACS for team number 2, which is a problem because while it's only one person of Tagada, Tagada has the extra bases to make the Eco count, and he is well in control of that air game. Let's have a quick check of the numbers, and well, it's going to be different in the seconds. It is 3 times the ASF Tagada has compared to that, but there's a monkey on the ground, and that is could be a nice little equalizer there on that section. Over here the air fight is happening, but it's not going to be great for Jaguar because once the restorers are down, those ASFs are going to clean them out, and air is just one. Tagada has claimed air. It's all his. Is that is the wheelie. His commander is Control K-ing? Control K to try and kill the ASFs belonging to Jaguar. Oh dear. An attempt was made. The ASS right overhead. I think he felt like he just lost all his restorers. And I guess tried to kill off the ASFs that belong to Tagada. If he'd done that, it could have helped equalize the air game for the moment. But there's some strap bombers loitering around, a whole 6 of them. That is Wi-Fi evacuating his comm. He doesn't want to lose it, and strap bombers are coming up with the monkey. Oh, they're going in for the support units, all of these down behind it, but there's not much in the way of anti-air on the ground, so the strats turn around and do go for the monkey. The monkey, I don't think is going to make it home. Too much T3 on the ground, too many strats overhead, and look at all those bombs rain down. How many strats do you have? Plus whalers. Tagada is very heavy in the air game, and he is looking pretty darn strong at the moment. Wayward attack missile from that launcher, still using it, even as a monkey is in its face. But the monkey looks like it might get away. It's at least getting back to friendly territory, so if it dies, it's going to be mass to reclaim in their own side. Blast Shield says they have 2 nukes. They do. There's one there for Tagada. And do they? Who's the other one? There it is. So 2 nuke launchers for team 2. But in come the strats from Tagada. He says, no, you're not allowed to have 2 launchers. And the bombs are away. The shields are dropped down. What is there on the ground to slow them? Not a heck of a lot. The bombers redirect. That might have been a mistake. There's only 4 of them left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2 left. And the nuke launchers are under shield. Now they are well protected. 1, 2. And that is actually the end of the strat. So that was not quite as effective as he... Oh dear. I think he thought they were not protected. So he sent in the strats to try and take them out, but their unfortunate timing simply did not work. Just didn't quite kill that one off and then missed that one. So the nuke launchers survive. Up this direction, the red swarm coming over here from Mr. Crusher. His commander's up the front as well. I don't know if that's a great idea. He's joined the tech launch party. And is trying to get kills with that. He's got some kills, but he also has T3 in the comms, so he can throw some shields, throw some anti-air, and be kind of safe. This direction, we have lightning tanks protecting against restorers. They are trying to kill off the shield. They can kill that. It'd be grand old times. What is there to stop this T3 push? Not a heck of a lot. And now, the bottom right is also under a bit of a collapse. This is Nexus pushing up with Percivals and Cougars. Nice mix of ground and anti-air, but there's like T1 AA is actually, T1 RC is actually a reasonable counter to Percivals because they overkill the T1 RC massively and they're slow, a bit harder for them to change direction. I mean, look at these things. They do, let me just quickly rock this out. Percival does 1450 damage per shot. But when you're shooting at a T1 artillery which has 200 health, you are wasting 1200 damage with each shot because they don't have splash. They don't have splash. It's just simply single target kill. And of course it's very impressive single target kill, but nonetheless it is a lot of wasted damage potential there. Hachimacha finishes off an experimental. What has he built? He has built something. There we go, he's built a chicken all the way back here, and he is sitting beside a nuke defense, but it is not loaded. Not yet loaded. So Team 1 are looking pretty good across the top. They have rampaged through this area with Tagada and Crusher. They are looking pretty strong there. They're barking through the middle as well. It is Hachimacha with a massive T3 army. He's got lightning tanks, he's got siege tanks, he's got shields and sniper bots. A great little mix of units there, very survivable, very hard to take down. Over on the right hand side, this push has actually been stopped by Tagada, bringing in the strap bombs to help clean that up somewhat, but still only kind of just holding. This looks like a drop. Is that a drop attempt from Wi-Fi? It is. He's looking like he's going to try and send 2 units around. That might be a bad idea because there's some ASFs loitering in the region. If that drop gets spotted, it's going to be dead. Top is not looking great. But the big question,
strategic launch detected.
Where are the nukes going? I don't see them. There. They are going for Hachimacha. This one is anyway. The nuke defense is not loaded. It's nowhere near loaded. Look at this. More units being carried over by Tagada. He wants to try and keep that alive. This drop happened. It's just a bunch of T1 and a couple of T2 units. Just in there to be annoying, I guess, to rock on around and kill some items. First nuke. And it is gonna land. Very close to being finished, but it's not. Maybe he could have paused doing that, but he's got another nuke defense back there. Maybe he wants to get that loaded. Maybe he wants to get that loaded. In the meantime, the top section, well, there we go. That's a nice little item that can stop all of this. It is a chicken of his own. So that's coming up from Rowan. The question is, can it face off against this much T3? Actually, that's friendly, so that should be fine. He can walk up here and start looking to try to crack that. Lots of sniper bots, though. They can do some serious damage. Next nuke is out, and where is this going for? Missed the ping, but looks like it may be going for here, just to clean off this little top section. Seems like it might be a bit of a wasted nuke. Maybe it's going all the way back here to kill off the main base. Indeed it is. It is carrying on past me. A bit of a pause. Yes, please ignore that. Just keep going. Thank you. Chicken on the top left doing its work. And yes, indeed, this nuke is going to land here. It's going to kill off the T3 HQ as well for Tagada. That's not great. Does that mean he's going to lose access to T3 UEF tech until he can rebuild? That entire base is gone. Does he still have UEF? He does. He can rebuild. Strat bombers, boy, look at that. Oh dear, unshielded sniper bots. A great strat split. And that is... I don't even see how many. A whole bunch of sniper bots. Unshielded, just got obliterated by these guys. 9 sniper bots. Oops. Oops indeed, says Nekirachik. And he's not wrong. That was an oops. Dear oh dear. Alright, back on the bottom right hand side, it is a T3. Ooh, massive T3 war. Percival's against Percival's all over the place. Nexus finishes an experimental. Where's he built or what's he built? He's built a fat boy down here. Oh dear. Chief Jaguar says, I want a Tsar. Well, you can't build a Tsar, buddy. You're Cybran. You're going to need to borrow tech from somebody to do that. I think that's what he's asking. But in this section, we have a chicken. So we are well into the experimental phase now. And there we go. We have a chicken there, we have a chicken there, and we have a fat boy down here. But we have a lot, and I mean a lot, of T3 units. But that boy is going to be the answer to all of this. We'll be able to knock the shields down, and it's going to be able to take out the sniper bots as long as they can keep it away from the Yothoto. Which is, the Yothoto's taking a bit of face full of fire there. Another fat boy trying to be spammed up, shields trying to be clapped on up, needs to bring this chicken over to assist. There we go, it is coming. It's going to catch this group from the side, perhaps it's going to be great. Chicken's not looking too bad actually. It could rock into here and kill a whole bunch of stuff. Oh dear, that could be a destroyed section. ASFs are coming over from Rowan. Not sure there's any for them to kill, but this ground battle is going a little bit worse because I think the main focus is over here. And indeed, this chicken has just gone pop, got absolutely stormed by all of this, and now wandering into the production. Broadswords are overhead. They're going to do some good damage to that. The fat boy needs to survive. The fat boy has to survive. The question is, will the broadswords are going to do their best? Fat boy is doing his best. Chicken is 10,000 health. Shield is going to drop any second now on the fat boy. But the chicken is going to go down. Fat boy survives down into the yellow, and it can now keep moving and kill off all of that. The chicken lightning storm is going to murder all these units right under it. That boy just needs to keep running right now, and it should be okay. Should be okay. I'm hearing more chicken stuff though. There is this one up top there that is 48 kills this Yothoto. It has done its job and done it pretty damn well, but it's going to die here. Strat going to get the kill. Nope, something else got the kill. But it's dead. More nukes. Or just says you might want more SMD just as that can. That's an Awasa. So Rowan's now getting into the well, he's getting into the air game and wanting to kill stuff with an Awasa. Where is that nuke going? It is going up this way. This would actually be a good claim. A bunch of T3 mixes. I've got T3 power. I've got 3 T3 T3 factories. I've heard the Awasa. It's doing its thing, but that nuke is, yes it is. It's come down here. It's going to wipe out all of this. Not very good. For Team 1. A lot of production there. And a decent amount of eco taken out at the same time. The Awasa is doing its thing, or did its thing. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. It survived. ASFs were sent in there by Blast Shield or by the Lonesome. They have been cleaned out of the sky. Oh no. Strategic launch detected. That is Blast Shield doing a teleport thing. He wants to get out. The nuke's out. Where's the air? Double nuke coming out from Trith, and Blast Shield, I think he's probably going to get up. He should be right. Wasp is coming back around, but double nuke coming on over. Where are they going for? The land spam is real on the right hand side. This is brutal. And yeah, Blast Shield gets out. He was being sneaky with a little base, but spotted by the Awasa. I think he definitely ran before that got close. The double nukes are coming in. Where are they going for? Looks like they're trying to catch Hachimacha. Wasn't even loaded. Double nuke to take out, well, nothing. Unfortunate. Support commander going on down here. They got popped out of that front, and still just everything going on down there. Big, massive fight. There's probably a ton of reclaim. There is a ton of reclaim. Huge front battle there. The Awasas in the middle, 1-2 Awasa doing double bomb damage, and they just take out anything in the region. Carboon being defended by the few ASFs from Welsh Nexus now, and Taggart is still coming in with his swarm, which will probably check the air count as it is. What are we looking at? 130 odd. Taggart, they've been spotted going up that way. Nexus is holding on to 13. No. 33, sorry, you've got so many different ones there. And 56, he's got around about 80 ASFs, but that is definitely a stronger air group. You don't want to take that engage. Tagada has way more ASFs, and that looks like it has been a brutalization. The purple is strong. And I think the purple has just one air down here. There's some broadswords in the mix. They're going to go for the Fat Boy. Yep, broadswords are diving in on the Fat Boy. They want to take this out. Fat Boy's got itself 60 kills. It was doing well at taking care of all of these sniper bots, but it is going to get popped out of this. Popped by the broadswords. It's going to go down any second now. There we go. It is gone. Even some Mothers thrown in the mix. Air is now solidly in the hands of team number 1, but these two Awasas up this direction, they have brutalized. I use that word a lot, don't I? They have. But double ass washer. And they have just cleaned up the units over this direction. There's still some... I hear it. Here it is. One Yothota, two Yothota, three Yothota more. Bad boy. And Chief Jago trying to get back in air gun, but he needs to try and group up. So double chickens here versus the one, and a Fat Boy coming on over top to try and assist. We have this chicken coming through with a bunch of support, but the two Awasas just say no. You can take some extra damage there. The ASFs are coming in from Blast Shield, trying to keep it alive. Where are the ASFs from Taggart? Well, they are all the way back here. Those Awasas are probably going to get away at this rate. They are still getting chased though, and we see Rowan's coming in, Jaguars coming in. They might kill... No, they're not going to kill one of them. There's far too much health in that thing, and far too much air defending it. There's the air coming over from Taggart just a little bit late, and that Awasa is going to live. Both of them are down as yellow though, 20,000 health each approximately. And the chicken carries on. What have they got to stop that though? They have to use the Awasas now. They can't let that chicken rock and unopposed. There's nothing on the ground to stop it. Maybe they could do a point blank nuke. Or maybe they could throw up some Ravages. They really need to get this up pretty quickly. That chicken is very, very close. I think maybe it's time to suicide the Awasas to stop that getting through, although it is getting picked off. Nope, that's only T2. I thought maybe they were T3 gunshots, but they're only T2. That is a Billy Nuke. Nexus is missed. Somebody's got a Billy Nuke. This right here. Yothota is getting right into range. And this is not great. That nuke's gonna die. All this eco's gonna die. Double Awasa. Who has the Billy? It's gonna be somebody over here. Blast Shield? No. It honestly looked like a Billy. Was it Wi-Fi? It's Wi-Fi. But this time the Awasas are going to get caught. They double bomb. Maybe they were going for a Blast Shield, but they missed. And now the ASS from Taggart have caught, and those guys are going to be taking out. The chicken is right in the base, and everything's going to go exploding here. Some quick reclaim on that prevents it from exploding, but now there's no engineers left to reclaim on this. It's going to go pop. Gonna take a whole bunch of stuff with it. Shield pops up again, and one more to go. All this eco is just waiting. Just waiting to die. Support commanders doing their thing. Got some Ravagers trying to do their thing. Batboy trying to do his thing, and maybe doing some more harm than good with those shells missing and collecting themselves on friendly units. Maybe friendly fires off. I don't see any damage happening, but the chicken is now in a very, very sensitive nexus. Blast shield. Coming right up with his commander. That was a Billy Nuke from Wi-Fi to kill off Nexus, I believe. Or Blast Shield maybe trying to do a thing, but finally the chicken goes down, but not after basically obliterating Girachek's main base. There's nothing left. Over this direction, air is still up in the air for... there were two chickens over here. We can see this one is dead, brand new dead. Second chicken dying down from no fear. These two guys, so maybe the lightning storm can take out this one. 1800 health. So darn close, but it's gonna pop. The lightning storm's gonna wreck stuff. Nuke is landing on down here. The sword production absolutely gone. They're both still rocking around, and this is Blast Shield. Just deciding, meh, I'm gonna just rock around with my commander. He's healthy, he's got telly. Should be right, mate. And just keeps on going. We do have Wi-Fi still sitting with this commander. Has still got Billy Nuke on him, but it's looking pretty dire. They still have the nukes, they do. They still have the double nukes, but they're not loaded because I imagine the mass has been used basically everywhere else. Things like Fat Boys and stuff like that, trying to get things done. Wi-Fi's built himself an experimental all the way back in the base probably. He's built a satellite. It is up and is going to his own nuke. Ready to rock as well, but check out the air grid. Just have a look back here at exactly what Tagada has done. He has so many air factories. He's got 3 loaded SMD there, a 2 loaded there, so even if they had nukes it would take a while to get through. This is Crusher sitting back in his base, just out in the open, chilling, doesn't really care that much. He's quite heavy, standing there. Trith builds another one. This is the Girachek. Has handed over his whole base to somebody else to do something with because he is out of it. Wonder what his next plan is. Right, this is chicken coming over from Hashmacha. Look, to knock things out. That is a Billy Nuke on... No! What? That was something else. But that is the Billy Nuke. Billy Nuke coming in from Wi-Fi. And if Jaguar's not paying attention, he's going to lose his whole air wing to a single Billy because they just happen to be on the ground. Kaboom! Whoops. 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 Oh, hello. That's why Jaguar's air was sitting there, because he was busy teleporting away. He hasn't even got... Wait, what? I don't see teleport on that commander. Did he actually land there? I think he did. He's got T3 on his comm. He's building up PD as fast as he can, but it's being captured. And is this just everybody walking in to say hello? I think it is. If you think it is, people are just coming in to say hi and trying to reclaim stuff out. Jaguar. That's a lot of Rasboys. Jaguar asked him to please stop. He's trying to make a living. Oh, I'm crying out loud. But Crusher's not paying attention. Bad manners, Crusher. Come on. And this is building and control K-ing energy storage. Crusher, bad manners, mate. Let him have his fun. Let him have his fun. Okay, what is going on here though? We have the laser up overhead. It's coming off. Teleporter trying to be done for Novia. But he's got the problem of a pair of chickens walking into his face. I don't think he's going to be able to complete that. He might, but I don't think he's going to be able to get out. Here's the other problem. Another chicken coming down this way. And everything's been handed over to Truth. There we go. Blast Shield has come back to the spot with his commando. Ah dear. Are the nukes loaded? No, they're not. This one could be almost loaded. They knew he was there, they could nuke that. It was loaded, but it's not. But now the Ravages are going up. Delta's down, they've got probably zero ideas there. Nope, no idea, right in the middle of it. And thank you for follow, Jocko. Nice. I hope it's not been too bad for you. Chickens in your face, and is he trying to tally? He is trying to tally. The question is, will he complete it? Maybe not with that. Oh lordy. The health just disappears. Double chicken to the face. No luck there. But no fear getting out of that. You could have left him alone. Could have let him tally. Basically over. Chicken up here, walking into the base of what's now, it used to be Jaguar, now belongs to Truth. But this Ravages up here hilariously. Send the nuke, send the nuke, send the nuke, send the nuke. Nuking. Is it going to launch? Is it going to launch? Is it going to get him? It's going to get him. And come the Corsairs. The nuke is out. And Blast Shield. Explosion up on there. I don't know what that was, but there we go. Hi Blast Shield. Bye Blast Shield. And that's basically all she wrote. Truth is last person. Wi-Fi control Ks. Oh, that's what happened. He was in his transport and he got taken out of the sky, looking to probably move over somewhere in Billy, but that's a SAM. Too close to a SAM, and how Truth bows out at the end with his own control K. And there we have it, folks. That was just mayhem. I honestly do enjoy casting pro games.